Lightsworn cards, they could not have both of their relevant spell cards have charge in them.
Yeah.
But this is Konami we're talking about, folks.
That is true. For our Light Rulers, he plays 1 Monster Reincarnation, 1 Charger Light Brigade, 1 Lightsworn Sanctuary. I can say I've never seen that before. And 3 Solar Recharge.
So he's looked like he milled a Breakthrough skill, followed by a Solar Recharge. I missed the third card, and then
We have an Upstart Goblin. Let's give our Light Ruler player 1,000 life points.
We have 1 set with 4 background.
Seems about right for YuGiOh. Oh, we have an Arcus. Mikhail has to read Arcus. Arcus is, as long as he's face up on the field, all Lightsworn monsters can't be targeted by effects.
How do you not know by now? One of like the least played Lightsworns?
Well, for a while he was almost a staple.
Yeah, but a staple has a massive one of.
Massive one of is all you need sometimes, especially in a deck that puts itself in the graveyard and you have infinite sources to it.
Touché.
3 Lumina back to 3 makes a big difference.
Yeah.
I just feel like Raiden made this deck.
Which one's Raiden?
Raiden's the new super rare from the structure deck. 1,700.
Oh, it's the tuner?
Yeah. Just the fact that he's a tuner. And like him with Garoth in the main phase, so good. He's the only Lightsworn that mills during the main phase. Unless it's a Celestia, but nobody plays Celestia, I hope.
Is Groth gained whenever it's just milled?
Whenever a Lightsworn monster mills, he mills.
Okay.
So you're like main phase 1 Raiden, mill 2, then Garoth will mill 2. Then during the end phase, Raiden mills 2, and then Garoth will mill 2. Black Horn on the Black Rose. It's black on black here. Follows it up with a Light Ray Diablos. I was about to say, I really wish his opponent would check his graveyard and double check there's 5. I see 5. 6, actually.
I love how Light Ray Diablos has gone from was not playable
To a 1 or a 2 of. In this list, we actually play 2. I mean, his only 2 trap cards are Breakthrough Skill. I don't see the value.
I don't see you need it, because
But he is 2-0.
Breakthrough Skill is only your opponent's turn, right? Or is it your turn as well?
When it's set, you can use it on any player's turn.
But
When it's in
the
your graveyard, it's only on
your-
your turn.
Only on your turn. Oh.
So you can negate like one of their face-up creatures that's stopping you. Like let's say for some reason you need a special summon level 7s, you can go banish it to negate like an Evil Storm Ophion. So now you can do level 7s. Great in the sideboard. Don't think it's good in the main because it's really only an answer to cards like that.
And I feel like the cards that it's answered to are hated by enough of the format
Yeah,
that they're scarce, if any.
exactly. I mean, it just sucks that our States Day is battling with ARG.
I mean, I don't know who's... Does Konami do this planning?
No.
No.
It's ran by TCGPlayer.
Okay.
And ARG is actually ran by ARG.
RG.
It seems like nobody cares about Konami anymore. They're just like, you don't want to give us regionals, we're just going to run our own tournaments.
Well, I mean, Konami's pretty much, in and of its actions, show that it doesn't have the support for the game its actual players do.
That's true.
And if it was its sole income, I think it might. But because it relies, I guess, mainly on video games.
Oh, well, you'd be surprised. Konami's actually main money thing is slot machines. Go figure.
More games of chance. Who would have thunk?
So YuGiOh is doing what it's supposed to do.
Making gear stuff?
It's just making YuGiOh X's. As our Lightsworn player sits by idly with 4 in his hand, 2 on the board. Is he playing Necro Gardenas? What is your over and under on the Necro Gardena, yes or no?
Under 0.
So you're saying he is running them or he isn't?
Isn't.
What is wrong with Lightsworn players today? Like, let's not play our best graveyard card. He opted to play Breakthrough Skill over Necro Gardena.
Well, what is that card? I do not know that card.
This is number 80, Rhapsody in Berserk. His effect is up to twice per turn you can detach, remove 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard. Then you can equip it to a monster. That monster gains 1,200, or you can equip it to an Exceed monster, and that monster gains 1,200 attack. So he turned his Gear-Gigant into a 3,500 after DD Crowing 2 creatures in his opponent's graveyard.
All right.
It's really solid in this match.
I mean, at least they give cards like this now, because I mean, back when Lightsworns first started running rampant, you had a Crow.
You had to have Crow.
You had to have Crow.
Or you had to play shit stuff like Soul Release.
Yeah, and that's a reactive card that if they do all their stuff in one turn, you're not doing anything.
You can't do anything.
So I mean, there's definitely like I feel like Lightsworns is definitely one of the decks where there is enough hate out there for it that not all the decks have.
A little bit of beats for you guys.
My phone doesn't like me.
Does he still have 1, 2? He has 3 Lightsworns in his graveyard, 1 away from being able to Judgment Dragon, even after being berserked. Mikhail is reading Minerva. Most people aren't familiar with it. I'm one of them who are not familiar with it.
It's a tuner. I know if it's sent from the hand of the deck to the graveyard, you mill 1.
Oh, okay.
At the end of the turn, you mill 2.
Okay.
And I know it has another effect. I just can't think of it right now. I just read it this morning.
Oh, wow.
Never seen the card before. Some other line of text that's relevant? I don't know. It's its first line of text I'm forgetting.
And you're forgetting how many it mills at the end of the turn.
I said 2.
Oh, you're a better man than I am.
But the fact is, it's a tuner. It should never be milling at the end of turn. Because if you were playing it,
We got a Leo.
it should be on the board at that turn.
I think Leo's relatively small compared to that Gear-Gigant.
I think every one of his things is relatively small. Wow, wrong list. Yeah, it looks like it. Oh wait, I'm looking at the rule.
Wrong list.
Wrong list. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that can get over it the hard way.
Like it's just blowing up, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to give you the actual text for Lightsworn Minerva. When this card is normal summon, you can add 1 light dragon monster from your deck to your hand whose level is less than or equal to the total number of Lightsworn monsters with different names in your graveyard. If this card is sent from your hand or deck to the graveyard, send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. During each end phase, send the top 2 cards of your deck.
I told you I missed the relevant thing.
The relevant of getting a dragon?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good, because like, if you have 7, you're just like, add a Diablos. If you have 8, you're just like, add a JD.
Yeah.
And if you're like 4, you're like, get a Wyvern. Why not?
It was one of those, we're just randomly going to attack on something that doesn't really have to do anything with Lightsworn on a Lightsworn card.
I figure I just leave this page up so anything we need, we have quick access to.
And that's what I think YuGiOh's got into, where instead of trying to create something entirely new, we're going to revert back to something, just tack on a little something.
Well, I kind of like how they go back to decks that saw play, stopped seeing play, and they try to make them good again.
Yeah, but then we have the case of they either become hands down the strongest deck in the format, or they're outshadowed by something that just came out with that's just came out and was way too powerful.
I can see what you're saying. I mean, I definitely want to see support for some of the older decks that really never saw play. Like, say you wouldn't love to see a top-tier Archfiend deck.
Yeah, I mean, it would be cool, but I mean, they would have to give it so much support that it would basically be them giving it a new engine, and then that new engine would be the good part, and even the old stuff wouldn't really be that good.
That's true. They would kind of have to just like revamp. Well, we all thought the same things about Gravekeeper. Gravekeeper's got like what 2 new cards, and the deck ran wild.
Well, I mean, it went from only 2 monsters being playable to 4, and then you played like 30 spells and traps.
Sounds like a solid deck, though.
Yeah. I mean,
but
we didn't add the fact that there were like 10 Gravekeepers, and 8 of them were unplayable.
yeah, that's true. Because I mean, it took Descendant and Recruiter to make the deck good.
And those were the cards that made it good.
Why can't we do that with Archfiends? I mean, Axe of Despair is an Archfiend.
Recently errated to be an Archfiend.
Just saying.
When my card first came out, it was a cool equip spell, but it had nothing to do with Archfiends.
Point taken.
That's what they do. We're just gonna go back and errata old cards.
Alright, well, back to the match. It still seems like he's struggling. Oh, he's got that 1,000 life points.
I still see a 3,500. You're gonna X Reigning Supreme.
And what does he activate?
Breakthrough skill?
Breakthrough skill. Oh man, that Gear Gigant is just a wall.
And it's weird seeing now that they just made a big monster on the field and nothing can get through it with all these tricks and everything that are in the format.
How many wolves is in this guy's main list?
I think 3. I think I've seen 3.
3 wolf. You are very perceptive.
I'm only seeing 2. One might got a limited back, but
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Uh-oh. We have an armor.
da-da-da-da-da. Gear's doing gear stuff. So does this deck still have access to like their combo of getting out all their synchros? The character synchros?
I don't believe they have it as easy as it once was, but they still can't.
Can't.
I know Geargia got nerfed. I mean, putting their one reliable trap card to 1 kind of hurts.
Accelerator?
No, Accelerator's the monster. I believe it's armor.
No. Pretty sure armor is the monster. So your armor is the 1900, but when it's turned face up, you get something you can turn it face down.
Or is it called gear? This guy doesn't play it. I'm kind of dumbfounded. You just don't do it, I guess. Accelerator's this.
Oh, I could have sworn that was a trap card.
Could have sworn you were wrong.
Hey, the names don't make sense anyways.
This is the trap card. No?
I told you.
Then it's Gear Gear.
Okay, alright. We were both wrong.
Yeah. See?
Alright.
And he opted to not even play 1. I find that a little hard to swallow.
Oh, well, looks like game's over. I would assume the YuGiOh player won, mainly because he is still at 8,000 life points. And the fact that normally the first person to pick up all the cards is the loser.
Yeah. It's a pretty safe bet.
They're sideboarding some cards. He's pondering a Maxi at an angle that his opponent should probably easily be able to see it.
He opts to not go for the Max C, which I can agree with, because most of the special summons are inherent special summons. Like, you can't chain to the summon like you could have. Well, he does play how many copies of the Rulers?
1 of each?
God, I hope not. He plays Tidal, Tempest, and Blaster.
Oh, wow.
So he plays 3 of the 4.
Might as well be
I
more.
almost feel like that's enough because you have the double Lumina and the 3 rulers. I almost think that's enough to warrant bringing in Max C. What else does he have in his sideboard? In his sideboard, we have 1 DD Crow, 3 Max C, 1 ally of... What is that? Justice Cycle Reader? I'm going to have to look that up for you guys. 1 Dark Hole, 1 Mystical Space Typhoon, 1 Dimensional Fissure, 2 Nobleman of Crossout, 2 Soul Release, 1 Debunk, 1 Wiretap, 1 Black Horn of Heaven. I have to feel that the Debunk, the Soul Releases...
Yeah, I saw him.
Are an auto.
I saw him pull in the soul releases.
I'm going to look up Ally of Justice Cycle Reader. Whether you guys know it or not, because I don't, feel free to tell us in the comments if you figure it out before we do.
Well, we got Google, and you guys are on delay, so...
Ally of Justice Cycle Reader. Second to Cataster. You can discard this card to the graveyard, select up 2 light monsters in your opponent's graveyard, and remove them from play. This effect can be activated during... It's a double DD Crow for light monsters. Why has this card never seen play?
Because last one just got good again.
Wow. I almost feel like...
And it's a tuner.
This guy just discovered something.
I don't think he discovered it. I think he's one of those people that spent one too many hours online.
And discovered it.
I don't think discovered. I'm sure he found it somewhere from somebody else.
Well, he's the one who brought it to light. Alright? That's all I'm saying. He plays 1 Crow and 1 of those. So do you think he's bringing in Crow in this matchup? Because I feel like if you're dedicated that much to sideboarding a card like Ally...
I don't think you'd bring in Crow just because you have 2 Soul Releases, a D-Fissure, and that... Plus you have access to whatever Rhapsody and Berserk is.
But I feel like if you board that much, you're that scared of that matchup.
Is Soul Release good against any of the other matchups? I'm kind of unfamiliar with the matchup.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so yeah, I guess you're scared as crap out of it.
Oh, and I guess Ally works against artifacts, too.
They are lights.
And they all have to go to the graveyard, then come back to the field when they're destroyed. This kid might be onto something.
So
him and his friends sat around playtesting quite a bit. Or he's watched some Dueling Network videos that we have not.
That would be more than 0 for me, so he might be in there.
So back to the match. He gets to use the Ally of Justice immediately to stop Illumina. Speak of the devil.
Alright, well...
That shows the power of that card.
Well, I mean, when you sideboard cards, then draw them, it's pretty good.
How sad do you think Lewis M is at this moment? Like, his graveyard is just...
But, like...
Judgment Dragon.
The fact that he didn't rip that card out of his opponent's hand and go, what does this do? Means it isn't that secret.
Well, I mean, we kind of weren't paying attention for a second. He could have. Like...
Hold up.
Post in the comments and tell us if someone did, in fact, hesitate.
We can just...
I mean, for all the people who are watching our stream, I understand we're competing with a large event. But don't forget, we do stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 o'clock. We do giveaways at every single one of our streams.
I was there for the whole Magic stream. I did not see any giveaways.
Well, this is YuGiOh, sir.
You said every stream.
Every YuGiOh stream.
You didn't say that.
Alright, well, I'll start doing Magic then.
Alright, well, where's my giveaway? I want my inherent giveaway. I was the only one speaking up in chat. It should just be mine.
I feel like you're telling the truth.
The point where I want...
Oh, you want to see the... Well, you can't hear it.
No, but if it picks up the card at least.
We're way behind on this. This is last match. We're more behind than they are. Because we're running off the same broadband. Yeah, that's why I don't ever pay attention to it. Most of the time I just do this and it helps my broadband anyways. So on the board we have Aaron Blaster, mills a title, only thing of relevance.
Tempest, not
Oh,
Title.
Tempest, sorry.
I actually know cards in this deck. They've been around, I'll say the dawn of time in Yu-Gi-Oh terms.
I wish that all these decks were at the point where, you know, things had one rarity. And either got them and didn't. They're not all... You can buy a few starter decks and like a 10 or 2 and deck.
So like Magic, where everything is technically non-foil, but if you're fancy, you can have foil.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Like,
Huh? We got up to 32 just now. I don't know now. Our Twitch is very laggy because I'm running them off the same computer, same internet, so mine doesn't update correctly. So like if we ever want to see anything, we have to go on our Twitch app on our phone and look it up. Like every now and again, like a viewer will be like 20 plus viewers or something like that, you know, just to give us an update. Because last time someone posted 20 plus viewers, ours said 8. So they're either really good at trolling.
and if you are doing that to troll, please
Are you
stop.
still spamming the Sin City page?
Oh yeah.
So you just keep spamming it, like, flood it. I mean, like, 800 of the same fucking posts. Just flood the fuck out of it.
Oh,
You know, Marcus, Kylie, he threatened to end my career if we led a business, so I'm going to just destroy him.
we started posting this on pages for like the UK pages and like the Ecuador pages because
Well,
why not?
We're competing against an ARG right now. Like that's our downfall. That's
Alright,
it.
so we got number 101 standing off against Tempest.
How many lights does he have in the grave? 1, 2?
2, maybe 3?
No, there's 2 different.
There's 2 different?
3 lights.
No.
There's 2
No, no,
Lumina,
no.
1 Garoth, 1 Aaron.
There's 3 then.
2. That's what I said. 3.
Oh, okay,
You
alright.
said to?
Huh?
You said to?
Oh, my
Ask
bad.
the viewers.
Viewers are always correct. They're gonna say I said 1. I love my viewers though.
At least we don't have chat lethal in this game.
What is that?
In Hearthstone, chat will say when you're playing a game that you have lethal 99 times out of 100.
You don't?
You do if you have like 1 more mana. They're like, yeah, you can do this and kill them. And we're like, well, if this was the next turn, yes.
All right, we're overlaying 2 of our dragon rulers for a Master of Blades.
Okay, if this is where he chalices his own Master of Blades of Regaiki break, I'll be pretty impressed.
That'd be pretty ridiculous.
I mean, that's what I did in Dragons. I put
pretty-
it in and they're like, why do you do this? I'm like, you see this card? It's a Regaiki break.
It's pretty good. Whoa, what? Oh, Black
Horned.
Horn of Heaven.
Hey, remember when that card was unplayable, like, a few months ago?
Do you remember when that card was a 50-cent rare?
Not even.
It's now a $10 rare. That's low. Like, that's you getting lucky on eBay. They're like 12 to 15 bucks for a rare.
And they're ultimates too, right?
Ultimates are $35. It's a bit ridiculous.
I'll give it like 2 more months before number 101's in a 10.
I can see that happening. He's a character card.
We're gonna get a Draco's Act 10?
What-
Exxon 10? What?
Here's a
Doesn't
little- here's a
Exxon
little-
already have a reprint coming?
Supposedly in the new battle pack.
Okay.
But here's a little fun fact about 101 Honor Arc. His name's Silent Honor Arc, right?
Uh-huh.
The main character in the show that uses
Is
101 is Shark. S-H
Yeah.
Arc. A lot of people didn't know that. I was kind of confused at first.
Well, see, local fangirl, Monica Mann, Shark, fangirl extraordinaire, pointed it out to us fairly early on.